you can now support this channel on Patreon. Warning, this video is from my perspective only, and as such, should not be taken too seriously.
神の力を封印して、不自由さと不便さに囲まれて、楽しく生きようってね。
So to kick off the wins for this anime, we first get an overhead view of a market. Now what's earning wins here is that for a few seconds they do a sweeping view, and all the while we see beautifully animated characters. Now it's also different because, as I'm sure you know by now if you've seen many of my videos, I love when crowds are fully animated, as most of the time it's just a still shot with one or two moving. So for the animation, which looks stunning, and the multiple character animated crowd, I'm giving 5 wins here. Never thought I'd say this, but they're using CGI in a monster and it actually looks good. Wow, this really makes a change. Jesus, that CGI is stunning. Super cute girl is super cute. Petal Goose equals a win. I love this guy's voice acting in Food Wars as well as a bunch of other roles in anime like No Game No Life. He's super talented. Holy balls, they are seriously taking CGI usage and fully animated hand-drawn crowds to some next level shit. This looks absolutely beautiful, and I have to give credit where credit is clearly due. Massive well done to the creators for this. Even if by some chance the story doesn't impress me, the visuals have knocked me the hell out so far regardless. Take another 5 wins here. Wow, 2 super cute girls in just the first episode. Well played, anime. Well played. This scene where we learn a little more about how the world of the anime works in terms of skills and leveling up abilities. I think this is a super unique way of doing it that I personally have never seen before. On top of that, the CGI looked just stunning throughout, so I have to give mad props here and add 4 wins. Here we get informed in a very brief and direct scene about the differences between humans and the gods who decided to accompany humans in everyday life to destroy their boredom. Okay, I know I bang on and on about this, and hopefully after this I won't feel the need to mention it again, but oh my fucking word, everything is moving in the background. I'm having real trouble getting over just how well animated this anime is. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the kind of amazing voice acting you can expect from this dude. He's brilliant. And again, another great example. Beebs, and Bakugo from Boku no Hero Academia, and that was worth 2 sin removals and anime sins, and is definitely worth 5 wins on anime wins. Sudden art style change is sudden, but still gorgeous looking. The way he's animated here really does bring across a slight feeling of worry for the character. It goes beyond little cuts and bruises, and his eye just straight up makes him look terrible. They did an awesome job here of making me feel this for someone after just 1 episode. I'll add 2 wins for this. This OP here features what I personally find is a pretty okay song, but is getting wins here for the outstanding editing, changes of art style to accentuate strong monsters, great foreshadowing of strange but intriguing new characters, and much more. Overall, I think it's worth 5 wins. Short little clips like this help to give us, the viewer, a much better understanding of the world in which the anime takes place. They don't have to be long and they don't always have to show much, but just seeing things like odd structures and or architecture can help shape how we see their world. This happened often to me with Attack on Titan, where I got a sense it felt like Germany purely due to the buildings we were shown before I even heard that it was a popular theory that it takes place there.
何? 良き隣人へのごますりだ。今後も我がファミリアをごひいきにな。
あ、ありがとうございます。
It's so fucking beautiful!
すごい、リュウさんたちの言ってた通りだ。
Very rarely is CGI ever used for scenes like this, as it can turn out looking so bad, but this is just top notch, to be honest. How they did this moment was excellent in seeing the blade shatter and its reflection perfectly mirrored in it. This ED contains a really fun song that nicely fits the bright and vibrant, positive feeling visuals, leaving this YouTuber with a nice warm feeling inside.
山でモンスターにやられ、あっけなくおじいちゃんは死んだ。
Wow, this anime just took a rather dark and serious turn at the start of episode 3 and I very much like it, especially since it's carried so well by a hero's voice actor. Not only do they do an awesome job of animating this thing, but they also do a great job of making it seem really creepy, like here with it literally sniffing out the two of them.
君が成長すればするほど強くなるんだ。
僕の成長。
信じるんだ。そのナイフを。
This scene, whilst having a constantly size-changing monkey Terminator, contains some great-looking visual effects, nicely mixing CGI with hand-drawn animation on the move throughout. It also does an awesome job of building the dynamic between the duo with some character-building moments peppered throughout that help us realise what these two actually mean to each other both now and when they first met, and how far they've both come.
ごめんなさい。
いえ、シルさんのせいじゃ。
そうそう、町の皆さんが言ってましたよ。
I love little scenes like this because it's normal, but it's got a nice little added touch in that he's up the top looking through the banisters and she's down the bottom on the stairs making them face to face. It's just a little different, but it adds a nice sense of uniqueness and style.
神様、神様。
いつだって頼ってくれよ。
Ah, that was a really genuinely touching scene between those two, further building their dynamic, which I mentioned before.
私じゃなくて、君自身のために。本当にさ、冒険者はいつ死んじゃうかわからないんだ。
This is an awesome reminder to us, the viewer, that unlike in some anime worlds which are similar, if you die in this one, you just do not come back. It's not like a video game despite the level ups and abilities, it's a world with rules, and one rule is if you die, you die. This was a way of pointing it out to us without being incredibly obvious as well, which I like. Okay, so to all you gamers out there who played and enjoyed various RPGs, he's looking pretty f***ing dope, isn't he?
これどこにありましたか？
あったというより、
ありがとうございました。
あんまり追い出しちゃダメよ。
I'm not sure it's exactly what I'd have personally done in the same situation, but it was still a great scene all the same for character building the new supporter. Even though right now that character is a bit of a stealing douche, I'm sure with time she'll be fleshed out and we will come to understand the reason why she's stealing and such.
なんで山分けなんて独り占めしようとかベル様は思わないんですか？
Now this is exactly what I was just talking about, as here we get the very strong sense that she's used to being pushed around, taken advantage of, I'm guessing with adventurers ripping her off and taking everything for themselves. I mean, it's not exactly a riddle, she did pretty much say that, but it's still nice that they're able to tell us more about her character's history without spending too much time delving into it. Incredibly hot character is incredibly hot. I love how this dude just moves his grub away from her in this scene. It's the little details like this that are sometimes missed, and I talk about these kind of things a lot and how they build up characters and require little to no dialogue most of the time. Bathhouse scene. A super genuinely sweet scene here between the two. Not only does it look so amazing with the view in the distance, but their little talk is very nice and relaxing as well. This insanely well edited scene, accompanied by great voice acting from my boy and excellent visuals, nicely goes through the many reasons why our hero wants to get stronger. This goes up to and including a lovely scene with his grandfather that was done in such a way to hit me in the feels. Sometimes I think it's down to something simple like the holding of his hand with the setting sun in the distance. It's really nice. My fucking god, I laughed so hard at this that I choked on some water and got it everywhere. I've never really seen a reaction like this in my life of watching anime. It was absolutely hilarious. Take 5 wins for this. At last we're getting to find out her origin story, as it were, and it's a pretty damn sad one. The way they use subtle animation to convey a feeling of depression and sadness is excellent. For example, the petal of the flower she's holding falling into the sewage water running down the street. It's mixing like her bright childhood life with the coming darkness and grime she had to put up with after her parents' deaths. I love it when an anime can use visual clues to help to tell a story and how someone is feeling without needing to say a word. Oh, it looks so good!
矢は肌蹂躙したるわ。変なことしたら切りますよ。マジで？
Wow, this entire scene is just intense as fuck. Not only do they utilise very creepy creatures with great sound effects and animation, but then they back it up with music that adds to the tension. Altogether, they create a scenario where to us, the viewer, there's a real possibility of death or at least serious harm. This also further goes to getting us, the viewer, into a state of mind where character death can happen as we've seen in the past before now. I think this deserves 3 wins. My god, they do a fantastic job here of creating a real sickening scene. From her being beaten on really badly by this douchebag to the swift and fluid animation making it feel all the more real, and finally backed up by a voice actor doing some amazing work to make a great scene overall. Take another 3 wins here.
神様、どうしてリリをこんなリリにしたんですか?
Alright, even though I was hating her character a few minutes ago for what she did to Belle, everything that's happened since has been hitting me directly in the feels. Now they pull out a moment like this with a monologue like that, and it really and truly does leave you feeling sorry for her. For the animators being able to evoke emotions like that from me, they can take 5 wins here to round us up nicely to an even 100 so far. Well done. And then after all that, they go ahead and pull out an absolute belter. The music, the incredible voice acting from our main man, and the realization that his character is one of true forgiveness, kindness, and justice and virtue. That he doesn't just give up on people, tells us all we need to know about him, and his likability factor in my mind just went up like 100 points, which is a lot. In my honest opinion, they knocked this moment out of the park to help solidify not only how we see him, but how we see their relationship together. This is deserving of an easy 10 wins, and I do not take adding these lightly, but they seriously come across as wonderful moments weaved together to create a beautiful episode overall, and I feel strongly that I have to praise that. Okay, I'm going to straight up admit that this made me tear up like fuck. For one, her voice actress was doing an amazing job, and then the soft music playing in the background, which kind of reminded me of some of the sad scenes from ReZero, but not the really sad scenes. And then Belle just being casual and kind and forgiving, and ending it with her hugging him, crying and saying she's sorry really touched me. Oh, he's got himself a harem. That's nice. I don't care one way or another, it's not like I watch all of those anime. I guess it'll be nice and I'll give it a win. Not that I care though. Not only is this really funny, but he's incredibly lucky as well. This training montage was a great way to get us off to a start where we begin to know how she works, and it built up a rather odd dynamic between the two, which to be quite frank, I'm not sure is actually romantic at this stage. So I must say, as a fan of uniqueness, I appreciated the love story not being shoved in my face, but instead it very much seems to be being created rather carefully. I don't know who this dude is, but he reminds me of a mixture between Guts from Berserk and Cloud from Final Fantasy VII, and I very much like both of those characters, and so this guy gets some cool guy wins from me.
勝て。
This dude is seriously fucking badass. Thank you to the following patrons: Nathan Burr, Vupu, Leon Lutger, Joaquin Jimenez Villaluenga, Manuel Meza, Josiah May, Helgi Gunlaugsen, Loritz, Ikodi, Val Sobel, Joel Rosenfeld, BZX001, David Pickfans, Chris Harris, Daniel Musgrave, Joshua Viker, Xenon, Zachary Kling, Hunter Layfield, Avery Azell, Gajivi Trash, Matthew Farmer, Richard Gray, Kyle Farmer, Theodore Quackens, Kaj Vorzelman, Jordan Samuels, Scott Harris, Nikolaj Anderson, and to all of the other patrons supporting me. Thank you.
Wake up, the rabbit it's fly.
Reach the wizard.
It's fly. Wake up, the rabbit
Reach the wizard.
it's fly.